Hi, my name is Dennis Taylor, and some of you may know me as the App Guy. For many years, I struggled to find a way to provide a better life for me and my family, and was truly blessed to finally find something that gives me a true sense of fulfillment and has allowed me the opportunity to create a lifestyle that most people only dream about. And to be quite frank and upfront with you, I created this lifestyle by simply leveraging technology to build super engaging mobile applications that inspire, motivate, entertain, and solve problems for both people and businesses alike. I always knew that my calling in life was to help people, and now I finally made it to a place where I can not only help people, but give them a solution that can help remedy a lot of the challenges that we face in the world today. For quite some time, I've held this little bit of goal for myself, just waiting for the right time to share my gifts with the world. And judging by the current climate of the technology industry, I know that now is the time. Now, I'm not going to bore you with some long, drawn-out, boring presentation, nor am I going to try to twist your arm to buy into some state-of-the-art software system that's supposed to make money fall out of the sky. To be honest with you, I don't believe in those fallacies. I stopped believing in fairy tales a long time ago. Instead, I want to take this opportunity to share something with you that can change the rest of your life. So without further ado, I'm going to get right to the nuts and bolts and share my secret with you. And by the end of this webinar, I promise that you're going to know exactly what I did to create the lifestyle that I have now. I'm going to give you my exact formula. You're going to know how to leverage technology to build a system that will pay you for years to come. You'll know exactly how I develop and launch mobile applications whenever I want to without knowing any technical stuff or even knowing how to code. I'm going to share with you exactly which type of apps I launch to build wealth fast. Also, what you need to do to get your application put into the app stores, how to monetize your app and turn it into a virtual cash machine, and you're also going to know how to set up your app to run on autopilot so you can create multiple passive income streams that can pay you every single month. No inventory, no products to ship out, no people to talk to or sell. There's no better time in history than right now to live your passion and share your gifts with the world. For the last 100 years in the industrial age, the human spirit, voices, and passions have been suppressed. Now is your opportunity to play a higher role, serve a higher purpose, and earn a more stable income. Most people these days are trading their time for dollars and haven't found a way to truly earn with their work, spending more time at work than they do with their families, settling for a retirement plan that barely pays the bills, or working like a slave well into their retirement years. The stock market isn't what it used to be, and many of us are sitting around waiting for our 401ks or IRAs to magically explode, when in reality, we have a much better chance of winning the lottery. Is this you or someone that you know? We all know people like this. And how many times have you said to yourself, there's no way that I'm gonna let that happen to me, but yet still you haven't been able to find the answer or get yourself off of this doomed path? How often do you feel like you're running out of time and haven't created the lifestyle that you truly deserve? Well, if this is you, then don't sweat yourself too hard because you're not alone. In fact, the vast majority of Americans have under $1,000 saved, and half of all Americans have nothing at all put away for retirement. According to reports from the Economic Policy Institute, nearly half of the families have no retirement savings at all. Even when you include vehicles such as IRAs and 401ks, the Economic Policy Institute reports show that the median savings for U.S. families is just $5,000, and the median for families with some savings is only $60,000. And according to a recent survey, 35% of all adults in the United States have under $1,000 in their savings account, and 34% have zero savings. The saddest part is even the older workers who can see retirement on the horizon are not even prepared for it. Did you know that the median savings for families whose wage earners are between 50 and 55 years old is only $8,000? And for those who are even between the age of 56 and 61, it's only $17,000. I can't help but to think of my mother, the most powerful woman that I know, and watching her for years work her tail to the bone, giving so much of herself to the companies that she's worked for, just to end up in a situation where she almost lost her home. I watched her for years and years do her best to provide a lifestyle for me and my siblings, waking up before the sunrise, and sometimes not getting home before the sunset. And then, even still while putting in all those overtime hours and long sleepless nights, still having barely enough at the end of the month to keep the lights on and food on the table. I'm not the oldest of my siblings. However, being the boy in the household and having the responsibility of taking care of my siblings really turned me into a man very quickly. And sometimes I wonder if I was even ready. I must admit that I don't regret my childhood at all, not one little bit of it. Because what it did was it taught me to appreciate the things in life that are most important. And that is the time and memories that we create and share with our loved ones. It also inspired me and gave me the motivation to take a much bigger look at life and see it from a different perspective. That was the fuel that I needed to go out and seek a higher knowledge so that I can create a much better lifestyle for my children than I ever had. To be able to give them options and choices that I never had. To be able to show them how technology can be their friend, even if they don't know much about it. But most importantly, just to give me the time to create lasting memories with them and allow them to contribute to the legacy that I will leave for them one day. George Weiss is a real life example of this. He is 84 years young and got to a point where he was tired of the same old thing and decided that he was going to make a change. He took this same exact strategy that I'm going to share with you and created a multi-million-dollar legacy for his family in a matter of months. The crazy part is, George didn't go out and reinvent the wheel. He just followed a few simple steps and leveraged technology, and it changed his life forever. I'm going to give you my app blueprint for success. It's sort of my cheat sheet that I use whenever I'm ready to start building apps and launching an app for either myself or one of our customers. It's a simple 6-step process, and this cheat sheet makes sure that I don't miss any important steps in the process. And by following this cheat sheet, I can launch an app anytime, anywhere, wherever I'm at. Today, I want to teach you the 10 essential steps to building a thriving mobile application business. Now, as we get into this, it would be a good idea to grab a pen and paper so you can take a few notes along the way. The information that I'm going to be sharing with you is extremely valuable and will give you the building blocks you need in order to capitalize on this opportunity and create something you can be proud of. The next step is to decide what type of app you want. There are game apps, business apps, networking apps, all of which offer great potential. However, I personally like to stick with game apps because game apps are some of the most profitable apps out there. And once you create a game app, you're able to keep people engaged more easily by adding different levels and bonuses to your game as your audience grows. Games like Candy Crush, Wordscapes, and Angry Birds generate hundreds of thousands of dollars on a daily basis. So these are the type of apps I prefer to stick with. I would definitely recommend a game app for someone just starting out. What better way to make money than by giving some solitude and peace through playing your game? So deciding what type of app you want to launch is going to be important to your success. Which leads us on to the next step, getting your source code. Now this is an important step, but it's actually pretty easy once you know what to look for and where to look. There's all sorts of places to find source codes for your app, but they are all not built the same. There are several different things that you want to look for when shopping for your source code for your app. You want to make sure that you're going to get a code that's up to date. You want a code that's virtually bug-free. And you also want to make sure that it's built on a platform that will give you the ability to add levels and additional features as your customer base grows and more people start playing your game. Now, once you've picked out your source code, the next step is finding a developer to hard code the game for you. This is the fun part because this is where you get to put your personalized touches on the game and really make it yours. Now, I must warn you that just not like all source codes are the same, neither are all developers. You want to make sure that when hiring a developer to hard code your app, you want someone that has knowledge with the type of platform that your game will be built on. You also want to make sure that the developer has experience in mobile application design and not just a person who knows some code. You also want to be aware that there are 2 different ways to get your app coded and developed. Up until recently, if you wanted to create your own game app, you would have to find a developer and most would charge hundreds of thousands of dollars to develop an app for you, which is why you probably haven't run into any of your neighbors telling you about their new app in the app stores. But thanks to technology, things have changed. There is now a process called reskinning, which now gives us the ability to create, hard code, and launch a game app in the app stores for less than the cost of a trip to Vegas. And the best part about reskinning is that you can have your app fully developed and launch in the app stores in days as opposed to months. Now, the next step is testing your application. it is so important to test your application before getting ready to launch it into the app stores. You want to make sure that your developer has taken pride in making sure that the app is functioning properly. The best way to test an app is to play it yourself. Your developer should provide you with a demo to test the app and make sure that it's operating and functioning the way it should. Next is monetization. This is where you want to make sure that you're capitalizing on all the different ways that your app can generate revenue for you. There are three main ways to monetize your app: downloads, in-app purchases, and in-app advertising. You can also monetize your app by increasing the engagement by adding more levels, bonuses, or in-app promotions. This is one of the most exciting parts of the process for me because once you have successfully launched an app, you will realize just how profitable it can be. And once you get to this step, you'll be excited to get your app out there and in the app stores as soon as possible. Now, in order to monetize your app, you will need to set up developer accounts with each of the app stores. There are three major app stores: iTunes, the Google Play App Store, and also the Amazon App Store. These are the leading distribution platforms for mobile applications. Once your app is in one of these app stores, it will be accessible to millions of people worldwide. They will be able to download your app by searching anyone on the app stores that you have published your app to. Now, it may seem like we're moving along kind of fast, but keep in mind that in my full training course, I will break down all the details of each one of these steps so that you can fully understand exactly how to implement each step and start creating the lifestyle that you really deserve. I have spent countless hours dissecting the whole process. I have made countless mistakes and learned the ins and outs on how to develop and launch a successful mobile application. So I will show you the do's and the don'ts, what to look out for and what to go after. There's definitely no need to go back to school or end up at Walmart checking receipts. In my full training course, I will be your guiding light throughout the whole process, start to finish. My goal is to give you all of the knowledge and the tools you need to be successful. And when you make your mark in this business, you will soon realize that it's so much bigger than the money. It always makes me feel good to know that I'm helping people make their dreams and goals become a reality. I want to give you a chance to experience what I've experienced and build a legacy for you and your family as well. Your time is now, and I want to help you make that happen. If you're anxious and want to get started right away, then go ahead and click the link below to get access to my full training course and launch yourself into the app world right away. Anyways, let's get back to the nuts and bolts, all right? Now, the next step is launching your app. Now, before you launch your app, you want to make sure that your app will populate in the search results in the app stores. The way you do this is through something called App Store Optimization. Whenever people search for apps in the App Store, they usually search based on a specific niche or interest. And in order for the App Store search engines to pull up your app higher on the list, you want to make sure that your description accurately describes the niche that your app is in. Is it a puzzle game, a word game, or an action game? The app stores divide the app up into different categories to make it easier for people to find apps that they're looking for or that can help them. You definitely want to take some time when writing your description so that you can incorporate keywords that accurately relate to your app. This is so important so that people can find your app with little hassle. Now, once you've come up with a good description, you also want to put together a few demo videos or pictures showing screenshots of the app and the gameplay. This is an important piece of this step so that you can make sure that your app gets positioned so that it can gain some momentum. I like to look at other apps in the App Store to get some insight of what it looks like. This is an easy way to figure out what you want to include in your description to entice people to download your app. I will go in much greater detail in my full training course. I will get into the exact format for the wording that you will want to use. The next step in launching your app is to submit it to the app stores. Now, in most cases, you can get your developer to do this part for you. It's not really hard to do yourself. However, I like to let my developer do it because he's already familiar with the app. And he will know how to make sure that it gets published right away so you don't have any hangups. The last step in this process is the launch party. Setting your app up for a good launch is extremely important. Once you get the momentum going, you want to keep it going. Every time I launch a new app, I do what's called a launch party. This consists of doing some immediate advertising and promotions, letting people know that my app is going to be available in the app stores and ready for download. Nowadays, the internet, social media sites like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter make it possible to get the word out fast and to the people that would be interested in your app the most. Now, I won't go into too much detail here, but most social media platforms nowadays allows you to pick exactly who you want to see your ads. And this is what makes the business better and easier to run than any other business that you can start. We already know that 7 out of 10 people play games on their phones, and the app market is already a multi-billion-dollar industry. What better way to cash in than to make people happy and cash in at the same time? Now, I also want to make sure that you get off to the best start possible. So make sure that you click the link below to gain immediate access to my full training. Be sure to go through each module one step at a time, and be sure to take notes. Write down all of the important parts in each module so you can create your own cheat sheet, which will allow you to create and launch more apps faster. Write down your goals and what you want your life to look like. This will help you get more out the training. Once you identify your why, everything else will be so much easier. Don't waste time trying to learn how to code. It's not necessary. Don't rack your brain trying to decide on the perfect app. Any app idea can be great as long as it solves a problem. Don't tell anyone other than your developer what your app idea is. And most importantly, don't waste time and money trying to figure this out on your own. Life is just too short to waste any more time. If you're anything like me, you probably realized a long time ago that the older that you get, the faster the clock moves. Whether you're a stay-at-home mom, a struggling college student, a doctor or professor, approaching retirement, already retired, or maybe you're just an average guy or girl trying to upgrade your lifestyle. It doesn't matter what walk of life you come from. This is a business that doesn't discriminate. You can do this business from anywhere, and you can run it from your smartphone. Once you get your first app in these stores, you will be hooked. In my training course, you will get full access to my full training. There's 6 modules and hours of content and training to guide you through. I put this training together in a video format so that those of you that are more visual will be able to get a full understanding of everything that you will learn. I am going to show you real-life examples of apps that I've developed and launched. I'm going to provide you with all the documentation you need, and most importantly, I'm going to guide you through the entire process, start to finish, step by step. I'm going to show you how to build a profitable app business from scratch. No coding, no programming, no technical experience at all. I'm also going to show you exactly what I did to create the lifestyle that I have now. I'm going to give you my exact formula. You'll be able to follow me through each step of the way. I'm going to show you how to leverage technology to build a system that will pay you for years to come. How to set up your business the right way. You will know exactly how I develop and launch mobile applications whenever I want without knowing any technical stuff or even knowing how to code. I'm going to share with you exactly which type of apps I like to focus on to build cash fast. Also, what you need to do to get your application put into the app stores. How to monetize your app and turn it into a virtual cash machine. And you're also going to know how to set up your app to run on autopilot so you can create multiple passive income streams that can pay you every single month. No inventory, no products to ship out, no people to talk to or sell. You're also going to learn how to promote and advertise your app to drive downloads and in-app purchases. I'm also going to show you my secret for getting your app to go viral. Now listen, I'm going to show you my whole hand. I want to share this with as many people as possible while the industry is in its infancy. The app market is going to explode and you want to be a part of it. Imagine if you got in when the internet was first getting started, or when Google first announced it was going public, or when Amazon decided to monopolize the shopping industry. Well, I missed those boats and maybe you did too, but this is your opportunity to redeem yourself and give yourself the true life you deserve. To work with me one-on-one, people pay thousands of dollars, but I wanted to make this program available to you for a fraction of the cost. I know that the thought and cost of developing your own mobile application can seem daunting, but once you complete my course, you're going to realize that it's one of the easiest and most cost-effective businesses you can start anywhere. Most mobile app developers would charge thousands and thousands of dollars for this information, and most wouldn't want this information to be public. But I believe that people that need this information the most are people like you and me. Now, before I tell you the price, here's my guarantee. I'm going to give you a 30-day money-back guarantee. No strings attached, because I know that if you take this information and put it into action, you're going to create something that you can be proud of and that will allow you to leave your mark on the world. I normally retail this program for $1,495, but that's not what you're going to pay when you enroll today. I really want to help those people that are truly serious and are really ready to make a change. So if you get started today, I'm going to slash the price of the program by more than half. I'm doing this as an incentive to get you to take action now. By getting started today, I'm going to give you my complete program with all the bells and whistles for only $495. And the $1,000 that I'm saving you today, I want you to accept that as my gift to you. Go ahead and click the link below and get started now. Don't wait, don't think about it, don't make excuses. Today is the day, and right now is your time. So go ahead and click the link below and let's get started. Too many times we are fortunate enough to run into the right opportunity, but we convince ourselves that it's not the right time. Well, I'm here to tell you that if there's ever going to be the right time to seize an opportunity, then now is the time. Time is the #1 commodity that when we lose it, we have no way of getting it back. So I want to make you a deal that's so sweet that even the tooth fairy would be jealous. If you get started today, and just to be clear, I can only do this for a limited time and for only so many people. But if you get started today, I'm going to make this a no-brainer. I'm going to include a free lifetime membership to my App Club members portal and online learning center. This normally would cost $97 a month. But like I said, if you get started today and take advantage of my full course, then I will include this and also give you unlimited lifetime access. This will give you access to our online app community where you will have access to a host of valuable resources, training videos, examples, and so much more. And the thing that I'm most proud of is that I've built a team of app specialists right here in-house that I've personally trained and have taught all of my secrets to. My app specialists do all of my consulting for me with our clients that we build apps for. They know the ins and outs of the business and have helped me help hundreds of people take their ideas and turn them into realities. And as a special bonus, for the first 100 people that enroll today, I'm going to include a free one-on-one consultation with one of my app specialists. They will be there to guide you through the entire process and help you get off to the fastest start possible. They will walk you step by step through the whole process and help you avoid any obstacles along the way. This consultation is valued at $495, but by getting started today, I'm going to include it today absolutely free. Yes, you heard it, free. I'm going to include a one-on-one consultation with one of my app specialists. I want to make sure that you have everything you need to be successful. I want to help you get rid of all your excuses, all of the things that held you back in the past, like not getting enough help or not getting enough support. I promise you that if you get started today, we will be here for you every step of the way. So go ahead and click the link below and let's get you started now. Give yourself the chance that you truly deserve. Like I said, I have drastically reduced the cost of the program so that anyone, no matter what walk of life you're from, or no matter what your profession is, you can take advantage of this opportunity today. And with my risk-free money-back guarantee, what do you have to lose? Click the link below and let's get started now.